Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Office Hours with Jess. Today, I'm going to be giving you all a walkthrough of what a PhD interview day looks like. So, today I'm going to talk a little bit more about what the interview day is like for PhD applications. And again, this came from a request from a subscriber, so thank you. I just want to start off by congratulating you all on just getting your applications in general. That's a huge accomplishment in itself. So take some time, enjoy the holidays, and relax. And, in the back of your mind, you can start getting excited about the interviews to come. So approximately in January and February, you're going to start hearing back from the programs you applied to. And here are a couple of possibilities of what they may say to you. So again, this is very rare, but they may accept you with no interview. This did happen for me for a couple of the programs, and I'll describe that for you a little bit later. More often than not, they will have you interview. That can happen by funding you to come on site for an all-day visit day. Or that might be a phone or Zoom interview. And that phone interview may actually happen alongside or before your on-site interview. So it could be a combination of that. But let me tell you about sort of my experience. So big caveat is that I went through this in 2019. It's been almost 5 years now. Wow. So things might have changed a little bit, but I would like to think that there are still some similarities and things that you can learn from my experience. So let me talk about the first possibility, the accept with no interview. So again, this is rare, but it did happen to me for a couple of schools, including Columbia. So I applied to the DRPH program there, and I actually thought that I had gotten rejected and they were just ghosting me because it was already, I think, like late March or early April, and I had heard nothing. And then one day out of the blue, I got an email saying, "Congratulations, you've been accepted." I was like, "Oh, wow. Okay. Now you tell me this." That was very interesting and very late. But that is what happens. So, I would definitely not ever write off the fact, okay, if you didn't hear back from a school, they might just be a little bit later in the process. Who knows? But that's what happened to me in Columbia. Now let me talk about the more kind of big thing, which is the all-day on-site interview, which, is exciting, but also can be nerve-wracking when you actually go and spend a whole day on campus. So I did this for two schools when I was applying. I did it for Brown and NYU. I was really mad because the Brown interview was actually on the day of my birthday, and I was so bitter. I was like, I can't believe I'm going to spend my birthday on a like all day PhD interview. So I'll tell you a little bit of fun about that. But anyway, so what to sort of expect on the structure of the interview day. So likely they'll have you on the day before arrive, either via train or plane, or if you're lucky and you're local, you don't have to go anywhere. But again, someone will usually coordinate all of this with you in terms of booking, or they'll have you book it and reimburse you. And then depending on when you arrive or what they have planned, usually there might be a social event where they invite current students. At Brown, I know that I think it was Brown. There was like a pre-interview like social event at some like pub or bar where I got to meet some current students and some of the other people applying, which was really fun. And then after that, they usually let you stay at a hotel nearby because the interview day starts quite early. So on the actual day of the interview, it usually starts with some kind of like breakfast or welcome talk, inviting all of the interviewees and giving an overview of the program. And then from there, you usually break up into your different departments or your groups. And then in no particular order, you'll participate in sort of a campus tour, info sessions or talks. And then you'll meet with faculty and you'll meet with students, maybe more casually, not like kind of interviews or one-on-one. But the meetings with faculty, those are kind of your like little interviews. There's lunch served at some point as well. And then sometimes they'll have like another or a social event at the end of the interview day. So it is a long day. So here are my tips on what you should kind of think of. So again, make sure you eat, drink water, take breaks. Like I said, it's a long day. Sometimes you're not always doing something also. So also keep that in mind that your agenda might have some gaps. So be ready to, you know, socialize, like talk to other people, maybe bring a book, take notes. Oh yeah, take notes. That's my next thing is you're going to be thrown so much information. So make sure you have a way of like capturing it all and remembering it. Also important is to explore and ask questions. Like this is as much of an interview for you as it is you figuring out if you fit well at that school. So I would both in terms of like asking questions professionally, but also explore like if you find yourself with an extra hour in between meetings, maybe like go walk around the neighborhood in the city or where the school's located and see if you like where it is. And kind of on that same note, make friends. Like, you know, you're going to be seeing a lot of the same people at these interviews. I definitely kind of made friends with some of the people I was interviewing with, and I kept seeing or hearing of them at different schools. So become friends, and they might be your future cohort members, and you never know. So spend that time, you know, going to the social events, hanging out with those people, like I said, during some of the downtime, etc. Now, lastly, I do want to quickly touch on having phone or Zoom interviews. So this is what I had for the School of Public Health at Harvard. They only did phone interviews, so I didn't even have Zoom interviews. And their reasoning behind this was they wanted to make it equal and fair for all applicants because not everyone can always travel, even if it's paid for, to go and visit and interview in person at the school. So the School of Public Health or Harvard School of Public Health, that was their reasoning for doing just phone interviews. So I had 3 phone interviews for my application process before they decided to accept me. Now, some general tips to prepare. I do actually have another video that I made about a year ago, also kind of in the same spirit of how to prepare for interviews in general. This video does go more in depth about kind of what the interview days look like. But here's sort of another summary of my general tips that I like to share for interviewing. So really big, and I have highlighted it here in red, do not over prep or practice or rehearse your, answers. Like I said already, these interview days are also a chance for you to learn more about the school, and the school is also trying to sort of impress you. So it's very conversational. It's not, I wouldn't say informal, but it is like it's not as sort of strict and evaluative as you might think it is. So don't go in kind of with that feeling that all of your answers need to be perfect and well rehearsed. But what is important to sort of have in your back pocket are one, sort of having common responses to like questions that they're going to ask, and make sure that you do prepare like that elevator pitch, because everyone's going to say like, oh, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? So make sure you have that like nice response that or nice summary in your head of what you're going to say. And if you happen to know who you're going to be meeting with, it is nice to just look them up quickly. You don't need to do a full lit review on all their publications, but just in general, like what area of research they're in. And that leads me just to say, good luck. You all are going to be amazing. I am happy to share more interview tips. If you have specific questions about the interview process, please leave them in the comments below. I'll be sure to address them all. And like I said, you've done an amazing job just getting to this point, getting all your applications in. Now it's time to do the fun part and figure out what schools are going to be a good fit for you. So I wish you all the best, and I'm here as your number one supporter. So thank you. I hope you continue to be my number one supporter as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And again, I will see you on another episode of Office Hours with Jess. Good luck with all of your interviews.